Welcome everybody. It's Friday night. We're back in the sheds, and we are Watsy's Fantasy Football Show. It's myself, Watsy, and that boy there, Martin Oak Bradley. How are you?
What's up, guys?
What's
good?
Up? All good.
Right.
Aye. There's a new member of Subbuteo somewhere in the world because we got a new subscriber. We're up to 331. So,
my God, eh?
Swanky. New subscriber.
Welcome to the club.
Welcome aboard. This week's sponsor is, of course, Kits for Flicks. I always have my cup. Yours in the dishwasher, eh?
In the dishwasher.
Thought so. Never going to use it.
Tea with it all day long. Has to get washed.
I thought I seen a cup in your house the other day with tea in it, and wasn't a Kits for Flicks cup.
We have multiple cups in the house, and only one of them happens to be a Kits for Flicks cup. Surprisingly.
Right. We actually have a massive bumper show this week. Real good content, new content. So to kick it off, we have obviously fantasy football. We've got a news, fantasy football. Our guest, great guest. What's in your box? Match highlights, Painter's Corner.
Brilliant.
And that's it. So it's a good show. I want to start off. A wee bit of news this week. Subbuteo are bringing out a pitch, a brand new pitch. Did you see it?
Yeah. Is there a rubber bag on it?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a bit of stuff. Shade.
You not think it's going to be any good?
No, it'll be shade. What size is it? Same size as MV2 Champions League pitches?
I don't know. Oh, it looks big enough. It actually looks nice, and it rolls out straight flat. So I can't see be worth a punt.
Well, how much is it?
Don't know. There's no price on it yet, but I think if it's reasonable, we should buy one, put it in the club.
I want the shade.
If you could show up and roll it out on one of our boards and use it, and it was a good pitch, but you need to see it first. Definitely need to see it.
See what size it is. See some other muggins can buy it first and see if it's any good.
Well, maybe we could review it if Subbuteo want to send us one.
That's all right.
Maybe another
free one. We'll have a look at it.
Maybe another show will review it, and then we can steal it.
Our good friend Stewart, the Subbuteo collector, he'll buy one, no doubt. He'll be on like Flun, man. He'll be straight on there.
He'll definitely buy one. That's somebody who could tell us whether or not it's worth buying. Because he did say the winter pitch wasn't great. The muddy pitch, one of them wasn't good. I think it was the muddy pitch he says wasn't good.
They're all shade. All them Subbuteo pitches are shade. They've made a good pitch since the Astro pitch.
But that muddy pitch wasn't Subbuteo. That muddy pitch was Able Football Monthly made that with Astro Base or with Pegasus, maybe. I'm not sure.
Astro Base, wasn't it? Was it shade?
He said it didn't play great, but he didn't know if he laid it on top of an hour pitch, and that's what slowed it down. He said it was very slow. So,
was there a rubber bag on?
No, I think it just rolls out. Not sure.
Maybe.
I know. It looks good. The winter pitch and the muddy pitch all are the.
What winter pitch looks shade?
The muddy pitch.
The one with all the snow on it. The winter one.
No, the winter one's the one with snow and the red lines and all.
Looks shade. Muddy pitch looks stupid.
Well,
if it didn't have the big Table Football Monthly, no disrespect to Table Football Monthly, but if it didn't have that up the side, it wouldn't look as bad. But
that one they made was too big. That Table Football Monthly is far too big. But they've made a new one. I think it's with Pegasus this time. And the rating on it's a lot smaller, so it doesn't look as bad. You could maybe put a couple of cracking subs benches over the top of it and cover it up.
Pegasus pitches are way slow, but
I think they'd bother making it. So we'll see. Right, I want to move on. One of our guests on Twitter, friends on Twitter, Stephen Gorman, he is a teacher in a school called Dunclug. college in Ballymena. He's a Spanish, French, and special needs teacher. And this week they must have kids in, for critical workers and stuff. So that he has kids in school, and he gave them a bit of time away from screens and whatever else, and he brought in Subbuteo. So here's some pictures of them playing. I think it's class. It's in the school, which is great. And it looks like the kids are all having a good time. He brought in 2 pitches by the looks of it, and he brought in a pile of teams, and they all had a good week day playing Subbuteo in the afternoon. So good man, Stephen. Stephen actually said he was planning on setting up a club for young people in Ballymena, a Subbuteo club, but COVID hit, so it's on hold. But I think he's still going to push forward when COVID lifts. So good luck with that, and he tunes in every week. So thank you, Stephen, for getting in touch. Another one here for you. Chris Morris on Twitter watches the show every week, sends me messages about the show and how good it is. Him and his son Jack Morris, they watch it, and last week he bought a Subbuteo Champions League pack off Subbuteo World, and they started playing. So he's done up a wee video, and him and the wee lad playing, practicing, and then playing a wee match. So here's a wee video of them playing a bit of Subbuteo. Very good.
Well done, Jack. Brilliant.
And Chris, both of you.
Chris.
Good to get more people playing Subbuteo, and it's great to see young people playing it. So thank you. And young Jack asks his father every week why Martin Og or what the word hooer means. Any answers?
It's a derogatory term that you can throw at anybody. If you say them hoors or that hoor.
Don't be using it in school.
Don't be using it in school.
Definitely not.
It's like calling somebody a shite bag. Don't be using that in school either.
Definitely not. And keeping with the young people playing Subbuteo, myself and my wee girl Zara had a go of 5-a-side on the wee 5-a-side pitch tonight. Had to give her a few wee lessons, so we recorded it, and here is a wee video of me and Zara playing some football, table football.
I'm playing my daddy's Subbuteo match and I hope they win.
You hope to win?
Aye.
How many goals do you hope to score?
6-0.
6-0? Aye, no chance. I'll put them up and you have to try and get them in the net, right? With nice normal wee flicks. No thumb. Right? Try it again. No thumb.
Aye.
No thumb. No. Put it down on the ground and then flick it. That's it. Do it again. Nice and easy. You're going too fast, too hard. Oh! Do it again. Wait a sec. Down. Try it again. A bit harder. That's it. Do it again. In the net. Try and get in the net. Try and get in the net. In the net. Oh, good. Oh, leave him. Good. Good. Oh. 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 Yeah. Wait, damn ready. Go.
Yes.
2-2. It's your shot.
Oh! Is it alright?
I don't know where the man went. Oh, good save!
No.
Yeah! You should have been watching! What? Oh, no! If you score, you win. Oh!
Half time.
That's it over. Right, hold on.
Again.
Well, Zara, you beat your daddy. What was the score?
6-5.
6-5, she beat me. How good is that? Do you like it? Good game. Gareth Christie, flicks for kicks. Great wee pitch. We'll go again?
Yeah.
Well, what do you think? She beat me, Martin Oak.
How bizarre, I'm not surprised she beat you.
She beat me.
Good on you, Zara.
But it was good coaching. Good coaching, you see. So,
you tell yourself that.
She has also asked, can we keep playing once a week? So, we'll definitely be doing more of that. I think that's only maybe the pitch's third outing since Christmas. So, sorry.
Mortal sin.
Right, time to move on. Fantasy football. So, fantasy football, and no change at the top, unfortunately. Well, not unfortunately. No change at the top on the fantasy football. We have Brenton Ashley is still top. He's on 4-1-4-2-2, and teammate Paul Pearson's on 1-3-8-0. So about 42 points in it between the top two. Thomas Regan's up to third. Matty and Beth are fourth, and Locomotive Lamshanks is fifth. Trevenage is up to sixth. David Pool's down to seventh, and Chopper stays at eighth. Barry Spence. So this is the final game week coming this weekend. Game week 24. It's close for the prize for a team from Flicks for Kicks. Flicks for Kits? Kits for Flicks?
Kits for Flicks.
It's for Flicks.
Arsehole. Cup's right in front of you. Like you said, every week I have a cup right in front of me.
Here.
Gareth be turning. Gareth is spitting out his tea out of his Flicks for Kits cups.
it's close for the overall monthly winner, right? So our own Locomotive Lamshank has got 226 points. No Human is Illegal is on 228 points. So there's 2 points in it going into this game week. There is Matt Beth is on 217. Matty and Beth already won a monthly prize. So it's very, very close. I don't know what way it could go. I think it depends on who has the most, if they have any like a bench boost or triple captain. There is 4 teams playing a double week. I think it's Burnley, Man City, Fulham, and Everton have a double week. So you want to get them players in. You're going to need to get them in soon because tomorrow morning is the cutoff for the fantasy football team to be changed. So by the time you watch this, it could have been too late. I'm going to scroll down the league here. I'm still in 21st. I'm in now.
You still? How long a minute? You're still in 21st? Nah. You've dropped down to 21st.
Right, from 19th.
You've dropped down to the 21st.
Yeah.
What have I done? What have I done?
Oh, you've claimed a massive.
That's right. I've gone up the charts, haven't I?
Place from 25th to 26th.
It's not a sprint.
Oh, you're using my terms now. 64.
It's not a sprint.
64 points. Now,
64 points. Quite the haul.
The battle, me and Craig.
What do you get again?
55. Shush. Me and Craig got 67. Craig's up in 19. So me and Craig this game week are going for. I have to catch him this week. So
I don't think you're going to catch Craig.
You not think so?
I don't think so. I think you're going to go down again.
I've played a few wee tricks there this weekend, so
I dare say you've made a balls or something.
Nah.
And it'll all come back to haunt you.
Not a chance. Nah.
My prediction.
That's a bad prediction. You want to wager on it? Me and you?
No, I am not a gambling man. I'm just saying my prediction. I think you're going to steadily slip down. I think you'll drop another 2 this week.
So you're catching me?
Oh, no, I'm not going to catch. You're going
to
slip yourself back.
You're 2 behind me, so if I could drop 2, you're catching me?
Well, you see, last week I was further back and you were further forward. But now you're further back and I'm further forward.
Makes no sense. Do you want to hear something terrible? Do you remember what game week Tregy Elfison joined the league? No?
It was quite late in the league, if I recall.
Maybe 6 weeks, maybe, ended.
Ooh. And did he not come in at the beginning?
Oshin was a week late as well.
A week late.
Yeah,
okay.
2 weeks late. He was late. But Oshin's been caught. Oshin is officially bottom, even though we weren't counting our Norwegian friend in the standings. He's caught Oshin. Oshin's rooted to the bottom. He actually had a decent week. Oshin had 50 points, so there's only a point in it between the two of them. 808 and 809. I want to say we added in a player a couple of weeks ago. Now, he only counted for this month. He doesn't count for any overall positions. His team is called Bang Average. Paul Riddler.
I said top.
The Beauty of Legends. He is up in 10th. No. Where is he? Yeah, he's 12th. And he's actually doing well for the monthly prize as well. Paul Riddler, Bang Average, has got 194, so he's not doing too bad.
He's a nice guy, Paul.
He's actually better knowledge than some of us.
It's not hard.
Not hard at all. Right, we have a special guest now. Would you like to introduce our special guest?
Ladies and gentlemen, Subbuteo Podcast Supremo, Mr. Derek Ayres of Finger Flicking Good on Apple iTunes and whatever else.
And Anchor. Welcome, Derek.
Hello, boys. Nice to see you.
Hi, Derek. How's things?
Hello, Martin. How are you?
Good, man. Good.
Magic. I've
Good.
just actually finished listening to your latest podcast with me on it. So very good, very entertaining.
I'm not quite swapped at it. The last one was good without him on it, I must say.
They're all good with me on it.
That's true.
Derek, just basically wanted to tie in with your podcast, your second series, your podcast ending today. The new one's out there, episode 4, or season 2, episode 4.
24 episodes.
Four per.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm enjoying it.
You have to wait for the next one. Basically, how did this all come about? How did you get the idea to go, right, I want to set up a podcast, or what got you into the podcast idea?
Well, like you fellas, I wanted just to be famous. No, seriously, I'm a bit of a podcast addict. I listen to about 30 podcasts a week, mostly football and politics, and I'd done a couple of political podcasts before, and it was only really the lockdown, getting back into Subbuteo again after being away for a few years. I realised what a nice community it was, and I thought their stories needed to be told. And that's basically what I am. I'm a storyteller. I like a good gossip. I like a good story.
Yeah.
I love the podcast. I love the way it's done.
That's
not like all the other Subbuteo podcasts. You know what I mean? I love the episodicness of it. Like, you're telling different stories, bringing it all in, and the way you do it, the way you cut the interviews and the narrative the whole way through, brilliant. Like a proper show. Not like this. Fucking.
Thanks for that, Martin Og. I mean, what I did want to do originally was interviews, and I'm used to doing face-to-face interviews, but COVID wasn't going to allow me to do that. So I thought, what's the best way to do it? And I thought, I'll do it as like talking heads off the telly, where you've got a narrator, and then you go to somebody and they tell their bit, and you kind of weave it in like that. And that's really what I've tried to do. I would like to have done face-to-face interviews with people, but it's not possible at the moment. That might be something for the future.
I think it works well. Works well as is.
It really is.
Yeah.
I think
I'm not trying to change it.
Sorry, I think the way you get everybody's story out is, it's obviously, I've done the 2 seasons with you, and the interviews are great, and it's such a relaxed interview, and the way you make it into a podcast is phenomenal, the way you do it.
Thank you. It takes a bit of work. I mean, I usually start it, I try and get all the interviews done, and then about a week before the podcast drops, I usually start writing the script, and then I start editing the work, and it's right up until probably the Wednesday night I'm still putting it together. I'm still sitting in the cupboard under the stairs, surrounded by coats, speaking into my phone with my headphones on.
Brilliant.
It's class. And how long does it take you to put one together, like one episode?
I mean, this one was a big one. I mean, this is the biggest one I've done, 59 minutes and 49 seconds. It took me about, I'd probably say 4 hours. So it took 4 times as long to put together as it did to play.
Nearly as long as it takes me to edit this. Well, edit out all Martin's bad bits. So I think you've managed to bring like so many different people together. Was that difficult to get? This week you had the hybrid man, which I thought was brilliant. You had Subbuteo collectors, you had painters. Was it difficult to get everybody to come on board, or was it pretty straightforward?
Well, if you remember, Lawrence, you were the first person I interviewed. I remember it was a Tuesday night in November, I think it was.
Yeah.
And basically, I used you as a name drop. Really clang when your name hits the floor.
Fuck off there.
I'd message people like Gareth Christie and Stephen and Stewart and Callum, and I'd say, Lawrence has done it. Will you do it? And it was like, well, if he's done it, you must be okay. You're not some kind of nut job that's gonna do a character assassination on me. So that's how I got the first, because I interviewed you first. That's why you're in new. Well, that's why you're in 2 or 3 episodes in each of the first series. And then after that, I kept getting feedback from people on Twitter, so I just chanced it and said, "You're a collector. You're this. You're that. Would you consider coming on the podcast?" So really, it was getting the big four of Netflix, and that's why I put you all as like stabbed heads that had been shot and cut off on a wall. You probably saw that tweet. Once I'd bagged all 4 of you, I had your heads on my wall, and after that, it just became easy to get people. Because you're quite well known in the Twitter community, and people are willing to go on a show that you've been on.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think the community the community out there is brilliant, because there is, like you say, there's the Beauty Brommy, and then there's the Revival guys, and then there's different, there's all different people doing different things, whether it's Facebook or Twitter. And I think it's great that everybody's sort of starting to come together, because I think at one stage there was a divide. I'm a collector, that's it, or I'm a stadium builder, and that's it, and I'm a painter, and then the players. That sort of ties me into the next question. What would you think for season 3? Would you ever consider interviewing the top players of FISF and WASPA and seeing what their take is? Because to me, there's that sort of community that hasn't come into it completely, that way.
Well, I'll let you into a secret. I'd love to get them on if I can get the contact with them. So if you could be a help there and getting contacts, that'd be great. But I actually think 2 series ahead. So I've already got series 3 planned, and I've got series 4 planned. But series 4 is about, the bulk of it is about playing. So yes, I've got an episode on competitive playing, an episode on solo playing, and then an episode on being in a club. So obviously I'm looking for people to, give me interviews for those 3. But I've already got season 3 all sorted out at the moment. And I was hoping that maybe for one of the episodes, Lawrence, you could have a word with your missus if you give me an interview for an episode on Subbuteo widows.
My wife doesn't even know I sit out here and do this. She would think I'm a sado if I told her what I was doing. No, I will ask her, but my wife's very shy.
Stephen reckons his wife will do it. Stewart reckons his wife will do it. Callum's asking his. And I've already got Paul Dart, Subbuteo Pad. His wife's agreed to do it. And I want to do it a bit like Mr. and Mrs., where you come on and you say what you think they might say about you. And then basically they just get a free rein to, I don't know, flag you off.
Oh, it could end marriages. Well, there's a man there that could help you out with your club end of things and your top end players, because Martin would be a top end player, and then me and Martin's set up our club at the minute. So get Martin there.
Well, I was.
I'm not a top end player.
Because I first came across Martin when I heard the podcast series that came from America a few years ago, and he was interviewed on that. You probably can't remember that, can you, Martin?
He's an English fella. He lives in America. Garage Soccer.
That's right. Yeah,
I remember.
Call it does. He's a nice guy, huh?
Yeah. And I thought, well, there's somebody who plays, so obviously this has been good being on this show tonight. I've made a connection. So will you be up for doing? You'll probably be then in at least 2, possibly 3 episodes of that series. Would that be all right?
Aye. What do you mean, me?
Yeah.
That's okay.
Derek, I'm gonna send somebody round to give him a shake there. You know what's
I got
wrong?
distracted. I don't know what. Sorry, man.
Isn't it a bit like talking to my granddad?
I get that every week. This is what I have to put up with, Derek.
I will say one thing to you, Derek. We run Friday Friend interviews on our page, our Derry City page. So we will interview players from all over the world. There are very few of them ever says no. Do you know what I mean? If you just go, if you just ask them, boys, man, there's very few will say no to you. Most of them are straight away, no bother.
I mean, that is what I like about the Subbuteo community. I love the fact that they're all so friendly. I mean, I used to be on Twitter about 8 years ago. I was on Twitter a lot, but it was mainly because of politics, and it just became a toilet, and nobody likes to hang around toilets. So I came off Twitter, and I got back into really just through the Subbuteo, and I've realised how gentle people are. You know, there's no aggression, there's no violence, there's no jealousy, there's no horribleness about it. Everyone is just a nice person. And the only people that have turned me down for interviews are people that I know, Lawrence, have turned you down because they're shy, not because they don't want to help you or they're not nice people. And I understand that not everybody wants to hear their voice on the radio or see their face on YouTube, but at least they're honest with you. And I just think they're all just nice people.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only people that ever turn me down is people that are just don't want to speak or don't want to have themselves seen on TV, and they're very apologetic when they say no. It's like, I really am grateful you've asked me, but I just don't want to do it, and I don't want to be giving interviews. Oh, and they'll maybe send you a video of them doing something, but they won't put themselves on video, you know. But which is fair enough.
Same as our thing. I hounded boys, you know. I hounded some boys. They're like, oh, no. I kept at them. And then they did it.
I mean, in the last episode, Hybrid Man, he didn't think his English was up to being interviewed. And I said that was fine. But I still wanted people to hear what motivated him to make the figures that he made. Yeah. So I suggested doing a voice file. There's a facility on the app that lets him send a voice message. It's only for a minute, but I sent him the questions and he responded. And I think it's actually good to hear his voice. And his English is not as bad as he says it is.
Where's he from?
Portugal?
Yeah, he's from Portugal.
Is he? I wouldn't have thought that.
His English is very good. I was really, really surprised because I know we had spoke about him, and he didn't want to come on, and you were saying how much you wanted him, and his work's amazing, like, so it is. So I was really glad he did send you the interviews.
I thought he was English.
No,
I don't know why.
Must be all the music you see. He's into a lot of English bands, and he's into a lot of music, basically.
It's all written in English. The hybrids. Who doesn't love a hybrid? All this. Weird, isn't it? I like it, but it's weird.
I was going to ask you, Alex, I was going to ask you earlier, we done a couple of videos there at the start about young people getting into Subbuteo. I had my daughter playing. Another viewer had his son started. He's about 10 or so. And then another guy is a school teacher, and he brought Subbuteo into school during the week there. And I know you're a teacher, a primary school teacher. Would you ever consider during this lockdown maybe bringing in some pitches and getting them involved to see if they enjoy it?
Yeah, I mean, we've got a total ban though on clubs at the moment. We've got really tight regulations in school. But the caretaker and me were planning on building some boards, just getting some MDF and putting wood trim around the outside to form a barrier, and then putting the pitch in the middle and bringing that in. We had planned to do that in September, but we never got permission from the head. So it is something yet that I'd like to do. I'd like to do a club because I think the kids would love it. I think the kids would enjoy playing it. It'd be something different for them.
Definitely would. Definitely will. I think it'll be brilliant for kids. I think getting more kids involved is the only way forward for Subbuteo. I think it's the only way you're going to get more players, because everybody's at a certain age playing Subbuteo. It's the people who played it in the 90s, took a long break, and are starting to come back from it. So you can start getting kids involved now. And
You're never getting new players. Waynes will enjoy it, but you're never getting new players. It's a dying game. It's dying with us. Once we're gone, that'll be it.
you think so?
Over here. Oh, fuck, definitely. Over here. The only people that are interested in it, like all these boys now since lockdown, nothing to do with themselves, going up the Ruspis, rediscovering, going on Facebook and saying, holy shit, look at this, there's Subbuteo everywhere. That's the only sort of boys that are going to ever take. And they'll go to play a couple of matches when this is all over, and they'll think, nah, not for me. And they'll go back, do you know what I mean? They'll drift away again, and the world will open up, and they'll go on with themselves. The only ones that stick with it is fucking diehard collectors or painters or boys that play. You're not getting anybody new. If you get somebody new that's never heard of it or played it before, that's an aberration, man. There'll be no big onslaught. But we were chatting about getting Waynes on to play it. If you were going to do that, would you be thinking like old Subbuteo or the modern table soccer?
Well, I think it would have to be, in order for the little kids, like the ones that I teach, 8, 9, 10-year-olds, it would need to be the modern game. It would need to be flat bases. Otherwise, they would just find it too frustrating. And
But
for me, that wouldn't really be Subbuteo. I mean, I'm a bit old-fashioned in that respect. I think modern Subbuteo is a bit like modern football. It's a different game. I think modern football is ruined by coaches, and I think modern Subbuteo kind of been ruined by 6 across the back and people flicking from one end of the pitch to the other. I don't know.
That's just the game developed. That's just the natural progression of the game. Do you know what I mean? It's like, that's what we were saying. If you were to bring old Subbuteo to Liam Wayne's, starting, it was like giving somebody a Sega Mega Drive for Christmas. And what they really want's a PlayStation 5. Do you know what I mean? Things have moved on. I know there's a boy in England, I fucking can never remember his name. I played with him in Wolverhampton. He was our Friday friend as well. And he just never stopped playing Subbuteo from when he was away. Everybody, there's all these stories all about players. They take big long breaks. Everybody, we all never looked at it for 20 odd years. This dude never stopped playing, man. And as the bases changed, he just went along with, and the pitches changed, went along with the rules, the formations. He just went along with, and it's like it's the exact same game he always played. It's just grown. It's just grown up. Same as football, same as anything.
Well, you're Derek, you're playing along now with your son. I would say your young son, but when I say young, he's 22.
He's 22, yeah.
And what sport are you using, the old bases, or what are you using?
Well, there's an interesting story there, because when we first started playing back in 2009, we played with flat bases. That was the only way really that he could compete. And as the years have gone on, though, he's becoming more used to playing with heavyweights. He quite likes heavyweights. He's getting used to spinning, curving. He's not quite managed to do the reverse flick yet. I keep trying to show him how to do a reverse flick. Where you're facing the wrong way to goal and you flick it and it comes back and you bring it back up the pitch the other way.
I don't even know how to do that.
No?
Hi.
Right.
Bradley knows. Bradley's a man for flicking and spinning the old bases.
Yeah, it takes a bit of practice, but when you can do it, it looks really, really good. So I'm finding matches are becoming more competitive on the bowl bases with him. He's no longer relying on the flat bases. He quite likes spinning, but it's taken him a long time to get there. But I'll tell you another interesting story. I've got 2 young lads at work. When I say young lads, they're about 25, 26. And one had played Subbuteo back when he was young. It must have been he must have been with the Hasbro crap, he must have played then. And the other one had never heard of it, never played it at all. His dad hadn't even played it or anything like that. and they've been round to the house a couple of nights to play, and they are both hooked. They're just really hacked off. They can't come round more because of lockdown. And they even want to set up a club. One of them's got a pub near where we work. They've got a back room that they'll rent out to us one night a month, and they want to bring tables in and set up, and they can get their pals there because they see it really as a social thing. Have a few beers, play a couple of games, and one of them keeps calling it. He calls it a hipster game.
Oh, wanker.
And he thinks that Subbuteo is probably going to be, and I guess a lot of European people play it, I think, because of the hipster factor, don't they? It is a bit retro and a bit odd.
Yeah, you see a lot of people wear old football shirts and all to go and play it. That has the hipster sort of style, showing up with a box under your arm and nothing else. But like, we used to always make fun of the boys that showed up at our club with a box under their arm and thought they were hero. I'll have a couple of flicks and go home. Whereas Martin was showing up with a car for the table.
Hugging tables and trestles and cups and boxes and fucking shirts and iPads and fucking everything. Here's walking, give off. Oh, table's not level.
Table's not level. Yep, they're using their shade, and, but it, like you say, it does have that hipster feel to it. But I think if you get a pub, it's ideal, because that's where we started. We got a pub, which was perfect.
Pub's the only way to go, man.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I'm not a particularly good player, and I could never compete with the modern players. But I could have a bit of fun with the old bowl bases and have a couple of beers and just chat shit for a night. That would do me.
See, even if you go to the big competitions, okay, it really is all them boys. They all know each other, and they're from all over the world, and they're only meeting up at these big competitions. And the crack is 90. Boys are, arms around each other, poking, laughing, carrying on, and it gets really competitive the further in you get. But that's just anything. That's a competition, But boys are there for the crack, more so than anything. Meeting people they haven't seen, and sometimes like you only see people at Subbuteo competitions. We have in England, we with a kid and that over in Wales, we only see them fucking once a year. Do you know what I mean? If even, but it's like you weren't far away for very long. People get put off, and like when we had the Dublin and the Irish Championship, we played in Dublin, and there was a fella came along to play. Hadn't played since he was wee. He was a good age. Well, he was around our age, And he landed on with an old Subbuteo team, and was giving off about all these modern bases and all. Look at this and this slidey game, and there he was. I think got hammered the whole way through. About 3 games into it, he took a land of a new set they play, and at the end of the day, he fucking loved it, man. He really enjoyed it. Enjoyed playing. Enjoyed the crack. Got hammered. Gave up on the old bases. He was going to get, then locked, COVID and all this shit come along, but
yeah,
you get your eyes on. People tend to not want to go to a competition because it's a competition, and it's, it seems like a big serious thing, and boys take it serious. Some like foreigners are there to get points, festive points, or what we play WASPA, WASPA points, when people get strung out in points and world rankings and getting up there and take it real serious then, but they're few and far between, to be fair. The most of it is just crack.
Derek,
and it's like organised crack, which is...
What part of Scotland are you in, Derek?
I'm in Dudley in the West Midlands. I'm not in Scotland at all. I haven't been in Scotland for 28 years.
Where's the West Midlands?
I'm just I'm between Birmingham and Wolverhampton.
Why don't you go and play with the Wolverhampton boys?
I know they're playing every week.
I had no idea there was a club in Wolverhampton, to be honest.
Man, they're one of our 4. We have a thing. We play a competition every year between us, Glasgow, Wolverhampton, and London Road, which is in Wales. But the Wolverhampton great guys, man, they're lovely. Lovely crowd of boys. Well welcoming.
a lot of the Wales boys travel up and play at the weekends. Obviously, when lockdown's over, I mean.
Well, if you can get me an in, yeah, I mean, I'd be happy to go along. I've only got one set of flat base teams, and you'll see in the video it's my old school team. That's it.
Yeah.
Man, look, they'll have teams and keepers, and they'll give you a land of stuff and everything to get you going and playing. They would love any club would fucking give their right arm for a new boy to come on and play with them. Doesn't matter how you and you'll be shite. You know what I mean? These boys have been playing non-stop for the last 4 years, and they're getting pretty good. You know what I mean? They are good. And if you go on, you'll be a way down. You know what I mean? To their standard. But the more you play with them, the better you'll get, and you'll find yourself being able to compete and give somebody a game, and then you'll enjoy it more. The more you're able to give somebody a game, you start to enjoy that more. And they're nice guys, man. The Wolverhampton boys, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
Boy, Justin Scott runs it.
Honestly, get you and the wee lad down and head over. The next time they're up and running, get out down. I'll send you the contact, or one of us will send you the contact. Go down and meet them. Definitely a good bunch of lads, and you'll love it. Like,
I mean, Wolverhampton is literally 10 minutes away in the car.
Oh fuck, man! Jesus Christ, they're playing every month. I think they play every week, every 2 weeks.
They're not playing at the minute, but they will be.
Not playing at the minute, but sure, nobody's playing at the minute, but they will be again.
They will be playing. Definitely. Head over there. I wanna show everybody now what's in your box. So here's a wee quick video of Derek's box.
What's in the box? What's in the box? What's in the box? What's in the fucking box?
Okay, here's my What's in the Box segment for Subbuteo Fantasy League. I've chosen 4 teams. Florence has asked me if I can talk you through them. First box here says Harlaw Academy. That won't mean anything to anybody who doesn't come from Aberdeen. And this is the first paint job I ever did, and it is absolutely appalling. It's a terrible job. When I think about what I do now, I don't even know what I painted these with, to be honest. I even stuck numbers on the back from labels. Look at that. That's number 6. And I think that's Kevin Hughes. This is actually the school team I played for in Aberdeen. We won the league in 1983-84 season. We almost conspired to throw it away, but we won it, and I painted the team. And it's they're very low profile bases. I did this back in 2010 when we just got back into Subbuteo. My son and I bought him his first set, and I found the flat bases were easier for him to learn how to play. But when I compare that to some of the later teams I've painted, it just wouldn't pass muster now. I should know what type of bases they are, but I don't. I'm tempted to say Sure Shot, but I might be wrong. It's so long ago since I bought them. There's one player in here with blonde hair, Der Blonde Bomber, I lovingly call him. Me, that's me. Number 9 on my back. I didn't play centre forward, I played full back. But hey, we all like to big ourselves up on the Subbuteo pitch, don't we? And when I refer to him as a blonde bomber, my son absolutely goes mental. He hates it. Right, second box. Roberts. It's not my handwriting, by the way. It's the boys. And this is Roberts Primary School. And I painted this for my son at the time. Again, we've got the low profile bases. The bars don't really fit. They stick above the Santiago bars. Again, another paint job. Rather poor effort. He didn't actually play for his school team, and most of these players didn't either, as you can tell by their names. Big Bad Bobby in goals there. Various other people, but there's Campbell, my son, made himself captain. There he is wearing his armband proudly. Okay, so we had a great rivalry when my son first started playing. Roberts and Harlaw would play regular matches, and Harlaw would always win. In fact, they're still unbeaten. Third team Much better job, this one. It's yes, it's University of Leicester Geology FC. My son played for them in his 3 years that he spent at Leicester Uni, and that's his figure there. He decided not to make himself captain. But they're all individually painted characters. I asked him if he could tell me what shorts they wore, what colour of boots, what colour of socks they wore, colour of hair, skin tone, that type of thing. And he said I've got them quite well. Getting into Watsy territory there, I think. You know, finding out what colour of socks that they wore, what type of boots. And that's a much more recent paint job, but not particularly good either. Which brings me on to the final one. This is a team that I'm most proud of. It's Dynamo Dresden from the 1970s. Kind of obsessed with football from behind the Iron Curtain, and I just think that is such a good kit. And my paint job, although it's Kent style, I think is still pretty good. And they're on traditional Santiago Pro bases. Santiago Bowl bases. The previous team, I meant to say, Geography, they're on Super Footy bases. So they've got a slightly lower profile than the Santiago ones. They slide better, but I just like the old bowl. That's just what I like.
For somebody that's not a player, you've got the stuff, and you're playing, and you're 10 minutes from Wolverhampton. I could see you on the circuit in a year or two.
You'll probably find you're a lot better than you think.
You know, it's like it's a bit like, you know, do you know anything about boxing?
Yeah, follow boxing.
Oh, that's a pity, because I was going to tell you I was a heavyweight champion of the world. It's a bit like, you know, I could tell you I'm the best player ever, but if I don't play, you'll never know.
If you're playing regular in the house with your young fella and you played before, you're probably, if you went to play against somebody, you probably do all right. You probably but you probably do all right.
We played for hours during lockdown. I mean, we played to a point where our fingernails were ragged, the blood was pouring out the broken skin, we were arguing with each other. You know, he was claiming fouls when, you know, he wouldn't flick my players back up and he'd deliberately whack the ball into them. You know, it was all, you know, it was getting too tense.
Back of the hand.
Here we'll go, Derek, because we need to get moving.
My phone's sunny day, boys.
Boys go. I've really enjoyed it.
Lovely talking
really,
to you, man.
Enjoyed it.
It's great seeing a fist to your voice.
Oh, no.
Yeah. I know, and I'm just as good looking in the flesh as I am in the ears.
Just like I imagined it.
Okay, all the best, boys. See you later.
Hey,
all right, Derek. Thank you, man.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Have a drink.
Cheers. There you go. Thank you, Derek.
Brilliant.
Fantastic to put a face to the voice. Martin Og, match highlights we've already done at the start of the show with all the kids playing.
Lovely.
Now just a wee quick view of painters.
Brilliant.
Brilliant. Is our number one Jeff Astel impersonator, Mr. Craig Stewart.
Before we begin, thank you. Thank you, oh thank you, thank you. Thank you. I'm not a bad person. I don't drink and I don't kill. I got no evil habits and I probably never will. I don't sing like Elvis Presley. But there's one thing in my favor. I'm a millionaire. And I got more money than a horse has hair. When my rich old uncle died, he answered all my prayers. But having all this money is gonna bring me down. If you ain't with me, honey, to help me spread it around.
Thank you, Craig. As always, it's a pleasure, mate. You are doing a great job. So,
highlight of my week.
Highlight of the week. Right, that's me. That's us. We're finished. Time to go.
Okay, Doc.
Be off with you. And I will see you next week. Confirm that fantasy football team.
Yeah.
Don't forget. Make sure your triple captain and all's on. And
I used him the first week, I think.
Right, I'll let you go, buddy.
All right, man.
Thanks a million. Night,
Bye,
all.
bye, bye.
See you next
Night
week.
all.